Hi, hello, welcome back to another Onkruid video, welcome back to another Noita daily run attempt. It is insanely hot still in Belgium, goddamn. Energy Sphere, TNT, Whiskey Potion. Drinking this will probably just make us nauseous as hell, make us drunk, so I think we're just gonna throw it out as soon as we get the opportunity. I'm not gonna take the time to stand still and throw it out because it's not that dangerous or anything, we're just gonna throw it out along the way. And I will immediately fill up this potion flask with water at the first given opportunity. Something I shouldn't really be talking to you guys about anymore probably, because I feel like by now you will probably have figured out that this is most of the time just like my standard strategy. Instantly into the insane wand action. 2 wands right in quick succession. If I could hit a bolt, I could actually see whether this one does some damage, which it does seem to do, but then again, we started off with Energy Sphere, which was also dealing some damage already. I did see a 5 as opposed to a 10 in the other one though, so maybe this one is still a little bit better. Yeah, it definitely deals a bit more damage. As soon as we get to the first Holy Mountain, I feel like we will probably replace the spells in our first wand with the spells in this other wand, because the first wand is always a very, not a very, but always a quickly firing wand, so placing powerful spells in that wand is most of the time a valid approach. Hello, Mr. Fire Wizard. Yeah, we definitely have some damage here. Quickly fill up this with blood so that we can try to get rid of some of the lava at least, but the lava is just burning through the ground and burning to me if I'm not mistaken, if I'm not careful. Let's use a little stick of dynamite to get through to this health container. This is all poison ground, right? So we don't want to stand on it. I recognize it from when you pick up the curse all the way at the left side of the map. Another fire wizard, but it really didn't pose any challenge last time. We could have dodged it a little bit better, maybe. Try to get rid of some of that lava again, but it is still quite a difficult approach. I don't know why that much additional lava showed up there, and I don't have any fluids near me to actually douse this lava. So from now on, it's gonna be all about like being careful, and there's some water right here, so let's throw caution to the wind. We have 3 health points. I don't necessarily want to throw away this run because I feel like we have something on our hands that has some potential to become great, and we're probably gonna die in about 3 seconds, so all that potential is thrown away. There's too much shit going on around me. I just want to actually get through to the next level, but instead I am like traversing the entire Noita map. Hello people, what about getting killed by a nice little projectile, a nice little shotgun bullet straight to the face? My health degraded a little bit too quickly there. I got overwhelmed. It sucks because that daily run had some potential. We had some cool wands, we had some gold in our pockets, we had all the keys to the kingdom, and I just threw them away, threw them right in the garbage. Sometimes life is like that, you know? Sometimes you get dealt the best hand in life, and then still, sometimes you get like the intellectual capacity of a demigod, and what do you decide to do? Get into economics. Yuck. Ugh. Talk about the housing market and stuff. Nobody cares about that shit, man. Get into a real field, like agriculture. Learn how to fucking create potatoes out of thin air. Now there's an honorable fucking job. I feel like there will definitely be some close-minded people, not necessarily in my YouTube audience, but in the world in general, that disagree with that statement of like use your intellect to become a farmer, because they will probably think that, oh, but to become a farmer you don't need intellect, you just need to be able to work hard. I think it's not the case at all. I think farmers actually have to be insanely smart in order to really do something with their craft. You need to know so much about like when to plant your crops, when to fucking till or plow the field or whatever. I don't even know the right terms. Not a great day for Noita runs, it seems like. I think you need to be insanely smart to actually be a farmer. An acid potion, huh? Well, we just noticed that acid is not dangerous for us at all, so let's use it to our advantage in this run. Let's try and get a little bit further at least than the first floor. That's not a great start, but we will keep on trying. I sure as hell wouldn't be able to be a good farmer, I can tell you that much. I think I'm way too unskilled with everything involving like everything involving manual labor. I might have the intellectual capacity after learning about the process, after learning about like when to do certain things to your field and stuff. I think I have the capacity to learn that and then maybe potentially learn about the manual labor as well. But in general, nah, fam. I ain't about that life. Give me a book. Have me be the boring academic that I always set out to be. Don't put me on the field. I will definitely just burn to a crisp because my skin is sensitive and I'm a sensitive petite little boy. And we'll never be able to fucking bring the harvest to a good result. I will definitely fuck up way too much shit. I can't even like, I can hardly like replace a light bulb or replace a bicycle tire. Like, how would you expect me to create a livelihood out of what I grow on the field, you know? It's not me. It's not who I am. Exploding corpses. Yeah, sure. Luckily, I am not into farming, you know? It's not what I actually aspire to do with my life, because then I might have felt bad about not being able to farm. But in reality, I don't care for it at all. And I think you need to have those kinds of selections in your life, or otherwise you will just go batshit crazy, right? You have to have certain domains where you just accept that you're not great, you're not going to be the most amazing person in that field at all. If I would try to be like a therapist for every single form of problem that a person can come to my workplace with, yeah, no, that's not going to work out. You need to make like a little bit of a selection. You need to have a little bit of expertise. It's also something I really notice quite often in my hobby of trivia quizzes, of going to trivia nights, is that you need to have like a certain thing you are going to focus on. Because if you... Like, what am I doing? Can somebody tell me what I'm doing? If you just try to be a little bit knowledgeable about everything, you will have a bad time, because there's way too many domains to try and be knowledgeable about. 7 minutes this video has been going on for. 7 minutes, and I have died 3 times. Might be a new personal record for the Noita videos, I think. And I don't know what's happening. I guess I am maybe a little bit tired, maybe not on my A game after a day of work and meeting up with a friend, but I should be able to at least like reach the 2nd floor on 1 out of 3 runs, in my personal humble opinion. What are some of the problems I identify with my gameplay? I think I'm just playing recklessly. I'm getting hit way too much, way too often rather, by shotgun shells, and I'm letting the poison and fire effects deal way too much damage, diminish my health bar to a too large extent to actually be healthy. Diminishing the health bar in any sense is kind of unhealthy, but just standing there while it happens, that's not healthy at all. And you need to be healthy in life, you know? One of the best pieces of advice you can give to someone struggling with physical or mental health issues is just adapt a more healthy lifestyle. Quit smoking, quit drinking, fucking exercise a little, just move around. It doesn't even have to be like intense or anything, just move around a little bit, you know? That's all you have to do. And that's all you have to do makes it sound easy. I realize that for some people it's not actually easy in the slightest. Especially people that are struggling with stuff like weight, stuff like their self-image. Because at the start it's going to be very hard for you to get out of that sofa and actually do something. You're going to feel insecure, you're going to feel like you're not doing good enough, you're going to feel like people are laughing at you. It's all bullshit. And I don't mean that your feelings are bullshit. Your feelings are definitely okay. They are okay to be there. But I mean, the fact that you're worrying about it so much, that's bullshit. That's not needed at all. Not at all. Not in the slightest even. We have here... Saving grace. Projectiles need to slow down, sure. Just go for that run. Just not even go for the run. Just take your first steps. You don't even have to immediately go for a run. You can just walk a bit more often. You can fucking go outside. You can do yoga. You can do whatever the fuck you feel like, man. But just move a little bit. And maybe after a while you can increase the amount of movement you do. Something we also tell people with chronic pain to do often, because they are often in the opinion of like, no, I can't move around because it will hurt me, and they are scared and they don't move. But they need the exposure therapy, you know, they need to be exposed to movement and realize in that way that it's actually not bad for them at all, and it's even good. Who would have expected that? Give me some burning air, please. Very interesting exposure treatment, usable in almost any form of psychopathology. Hey, you're avoiding something? Not anymore. Glowing lands, now that sounds interesting. Gases near me ignite automatically. Yeah, that doesn't need to cut through soft materials, so that's something we can definitely use here. if these materials would have been soft. Oh, the glue gun guys again. Is that... Bro. Wait, it does deal a lot of damage? It deals a hell of a lot of damage. Okay, and we found a good wand for it as well. Run saved, question mark? It will probably cut through this with the greatest of ease, and the answer is absolutely not, of course, because the game likes to just show me that I don't know shit. Don't know what I'm talking about. I need to get nice up and close and personal to this commander to actually be able to kill him with the greatest of ease, as Smug would say. And I did do it, actually. This slowing down of projectiles near me is very helpful. I wonder how this glowing lance fares against electronic devices, against things like turrets. I definitely still need to check that out, but we have not encountered any of those opponents yet. Homeringer teleporter bolt, not necessarily what we're looking for, but that fourth wand is not used by us in the slightest extent. Let's replace it like this. And there we go. Alright, that does seem to deal some damage to turrets at least. This guy can now die, then we have quite a lot of gold to collect here without dying because we are stuck. I said without dying because we are stuck, not with dying because we are stuck. Maybe you misunderstood me. You know, 530 gold. We actually have a run on our hands. It took a while. I'm sorry. I hope you have the patience to stay up until this point in the video. And if so, I am very grateful to you. But I needed to get my shit together first before I actually could achieve a run like this. And don't... make any like false assumptions. Don't get ahead of me, and I shouldn't get ahead of myself. This run is still like it has a potential to get turned into shambles in one instance, in one specific second. I don't need to toot my own horn to a too large extent. I want to check out that wand if possible, and then I will progress to the next zone. Let's see what we have here. We have... Interesting. That's like the death cross thing, right? Yeah, we're gonna be very careful with it. This looks cool though. Does it destroy this by any chance? A little bit. You picked up a wand, my good sir, and I don't really appreciate you doing that. He was too far away, so I'm glad I was able to use that. I think I'm gonna get rid of the death cross because it's definitely not gonna work out for me. And we are igniting all these gases in our near vicinity, of course, so that helps us out a little bit. Also, probably, does it ignite this vapor as well? Yes, it does. That's very helpful because that has been a run under multiple occasions already. We have a lot of health remaining, so we can afford to mess around with these guys a little bit. 730 gold. You know, there's something here. Not enough to buy all of the ones, but maybe enough to buy one. This looks very interesting to craft with, but this is a shuffle wand. But if we just then do it like this, I think we will still fire equally as fast. And if we then use some of the spells in this wand, we will actually be able to... How is this wand for size? No, it just sucks. Maybe it doesn't suck at all, actually. This looks quite cool. I'm gonna buy this. I'm gonna get rid of the Homeringer teleport. And I'm gonna make the charge be electric sometimes and have additional critical hits. How is this wand in and of its own? Not great. Not amazing. It is a non-shuffle wand though. And now this wand will sometimes fire off electric bolts and sometimes bolts that give me homing shots. Because with this specific bolt and also with like the projectile slowing field around us, it's actually going to be beneficial. I sincerely hope that I didn't ruin my one by removing the other spells, and it seems like I didn't, so that's nice. So now it just has an extra little homing effect. That was not the greatest hit to take to the face. And we are gonna definitely kill ourselves with this electric. I always forget that in the Hilisi base, you actually can't mess around with electricity because it will just mean imminent death for sure. We'll try to make the best out of it now, won't we? Won't we, Gerald? Huh? Gerald, if you don't know, is the spectator I have in my room near me. He's just on the side, chilling, looking whenever I record my videos. He's just there, looking at my videos. It's kind of a friend of Jarvis. Jarvis hasn't made an appearance.